Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is time for my 2023 summer makeup inventory. I usually do these in February and August. The way the chips have fallen with work, everything, like that's my schedule. Today's all about numbers, maybe some thoughts on the products. And it seems like this inventory, the numbers seem to be trending downward, which is good. Nothing super dramatic compared to maybe other years, but I don't know. I'll leave that up to you guys to decide. Some categories didn't come down as much as I would have liked, but it's still trending downward, so that's the good thing. As long as everything is shrinking for the most part, that's kind of what I want. And some categories are already there, but the colorful makeup products are still kind of a little bit bigger than what I want. But let's just go through the numbers and see what my thoughts are on everything. Eye primer is still the same. I had one in February and I still only have one. I am using my glitter eye primer as a regular eye primer by setting it down with powder, and then that's kind of how I make it less sticky. Gives that product way more use than it was getting in the past. So it's getting used pretty much every time I use eyeshadow. So that's amazing for that. So I'm not sure when that's gonna run out. But yeah, I always like to have one of those on hand. So that hasn't changed. Then we have face primers. I only have one of those as well. I have the same one since February. That's the Wet n Wild one. That's pretty good. I really like the texture of that. I don't wear it every single time I use makeup. Usually I like to have at least one, so no issues with the face primer category. For concealers, I had one last time and I still have one this time. It's kind of like a one in, one out, and I just swap the brand or the type. Yeah, concealers, one is usually fine for me. The setting powders, I had 6 in February and now I'm down to 5 because I used the one up in my project pan. So that is thrilling. That took such a long time to finish up too. But for setting powders, I ultimately want to get down to 2. I don't really need 5 of these because even though I do use them every day, they take such a long time to finish. Maybe one that's a little bit more mattifying, one that's just not as mattifying. I was thinking maybe a travel size one would be good as well, because like a lot of my face powders are pretty bulky, so that would be nice. I guess, long story short, I don't need 5. So we're just gonna keep working on those till they get down. For a foundation, I had 3 back in February and now I'm down to just 1. Luckily, my one contour stick, I've been able to kind of blend with my foundation to make it work, so I didn't have to buy a new foundation this summer, which is great. Yeah, so I try to keep this as low as possible because I do like to get through them. So foundation really isn't a problem area for me. I just like to use them up and not have a huge accumulation. For mascara, I had 4 in February and now we're down to 3. I feel like if they're samples, like that's almost like having one full size. But yeah, I'm just saying it's 3. I used up one full size and I've been working on the Ilia samples for a really long time and they still seem like they have a bit of product in there. So I'm really looking forward to using both of those up so I can just get it down to 1. Honestly, I don't like having a whole ton of mascaras. So 1 mascara is totally fine for me. As much as I only like to have 1, I still find mascara one of those like annoying products to have to repurchase for some reason. I don't know. Let's go to highlighters. I had 7 highlighters in February and I still have the same 7 now. I don't want 7 and I really wish the bigger pans were much smaller. Like ideally, I'd probably only have 2 highlighters in a mini size because these last me way too long. So I don't think 7's like a really high number, but considering the type of product it is and how big the pans are, like it kind of is a high number for me for this category. So I would love to get it down to 2. I don't know how that would happen unless I just declutter 5 of them. And I don't know if I'm in that headspace right now to declutter highlighters, even though my stronger, more passionate self would probably do that. And who knows, maybe by February I'll be that person. But as of now, I'm not that person. And I do enjoy the ones that are here. I do. The Tarte Mini highlighter is not my favorite one. I mean, it's not bad. I don't not like it, but I don't love it as much as the other ones. I think I said that the last time that I could see that one going, but I still haven't decluttered it yet. So we're still dealing with the same 7. 2 of the highlighters are in that Revolution palette. So yeah, hopefully that comes down at some point. Let's do bronzers. So for bronzer, last time I had 10 and now I'm up to 11. I just shifted one of my blushes into the bronzer category. You can see that in my chopping block update video that I did recently because I felt like that blush just worked better as bronzer. Bronzers I do use daily or whenever I do my makeup. It has that going for it, but I don't need 11 for sure. The Revolution palette, I'm thinking of decluttering all of those, so that would definitely bring my inventory down because that does include those 4 bronzers. The Sonia Kashuk contour stick, at this point I'm digging now to reach the product, which I am using that more as a foundation and a contour as well, so I know that's going to be gone. But other than that, you can't say what else will happen. Would love to throw some of these in some projects, get some mad usage on all of them. Ideally, I would like maybe, honestly, two. So that's a long way to go down from 11. I don't know how we're gonna get there, but hopefully we do at some point. It might be 3 years, but we'll see. Let's talk about blushes. So blush, I had 17 in February and now we're down to 15. One I decluttered and the other one I said earlier I shifted from the blush category to the bronzer category. So even though this is really a slow movement downwards, it's headed in the right direction. So I want way less than that. I want like 5. I'm gonna keep, putting blushes into my projects, see how I feel throughout the year. And yeah, my hope is that, again, this does come down again by February somehow. I do like having a little selection to kind of switch in and switch out like every few months or like every other month type of a thing or season. So I don't know. We'll play it out. Came down by 2 at least, and I'm happy about that. Brow products, I had 3 in February, and now I still have 3. I have been using the clear brow gel a decent amount, but the 2 brown brow products, I have kind of been slacking on using those this summer. I don't know why. I don't know. I couldn't be bothered doing them, but I'm starting to get back into using them again. That Anastasia brow, dip brow, whatever, I've had that thing for forever, just forever, and it's just like endless. It's endless for me. It's not moving as fast as I would like it to. So yeah, the e.l.f. one I definitely like a lot. That one is really easy to throw on when I don't feel like doing like a whole brow situation, which in most times I don't and I'm too lazy to do, but I'm starting to get back into the habit of doing brows again. But yeah, I don't really want 3. I just kind of want 2 maybe. So like the clear brow gel and maybe like 1 of these. And at this point, it looks like the Morphe's gonna go before the ABH one. So the ABH one, I wish that would move faster because it's just getting so old. So I don't know. For eyeliner, I had 9 back in February and now I'm down to 8. I decluttered a really colorful eyeliner that I had by Urban Decay. I know I could do eyeshadows as well, but I kind of like having some eyeliners, but I could probably trim this down a little bit. I could see myself getting rid of the really, really tall one. That one is in navy. I'm gonna have to play with that a little bit more and see how I feel. And the gray eyeliner that I own, I don't know if I need that either. I feel like that doesn't do as much for my eyes as the other ones do, so we'll see how that evolves. But again, I'm gonna have to just keep playing with these and using them all year and see how I feel. So we're at 8, so it came down by 1. For setting sprays, I had 2 in February and I still have the same 2, I think. The Milani Make It Last spray, I've had that in and out of projects. There's such little of it left, but the nozzle is broken, so it streams out instead of having like a nice fine mist. I haven't worn it at all really over the summer. If anything, I've used the Urban Decay one, so I'm not sure if I'm just going to declutter that one or not. I'll see in the fall, but I was spraying it into a sponge and then applying it that way. The Urban Decay one is great. We'll see. Face palettes, I still have the same Makeup Revolution face palette. This one, you've seen it already. It has the bronzers, the highlighters, and face powders. Thinking about decluttering this and just keeping the highlighters because those are the only 2 that I really, really like from this whole palette. It just depends on how lazy I am and if I feel like doing it. So we'll see if that sticks around in February. Let's talk about lipstick. So I do group my lip liners in my lipstick category because that is how I use my lip liners. 26 lipsticks in February and now I'm down to 24. I decluttered 1 lipstick that went bad and then I finished up a lipstick too, like a mini one. So we're down 2 here. That's great. I don't want 24. And some of these are kind of dupey. I don't know what to do here. Besides just continue to use them and kind of weigh things out slowly as I go through the year. And that's what I've been doing. But it is down, so I'm happy that at least 2 of them are gone. At this point in my life, I want things to be a lot more minimal. It's just like a struggle to get it down as quickly as I want to, So we'll see. We'll continue using things. But yeah, down by 2. For lip gloss, I had 6 lip glosses back in February and I have 7 lip glosses now. Yeah, so I didn't finish any lip glosses since the last inventory, but I did buy the Essence one. The clear one from Shop Miss A. That one's almost finished, but I always see myself having a clear lip gloss. I really want to try the NYX clear butter gloss. That was like the heavens opened up. I don't know if they always had that in clear and I just like missed it, or if that's like a new thing, but I definitely want to try that. I'm trying to finish up the Ilia one. That's like a lip oil. It's like a balm oil weird hybrid. For the lip balms, I actually had 4 lip balms in February. I think I said 3 in the video, and I forgot to count one that I received like in a Christmas set. So I actually had 4 lip balms. Now I'm down to 2 because I used up 2 of them, decluttered one. I always have chapped lips, so that's like a must in my collection. So I'm happy with my number there. 2 is fine. Beekman, that red lip balm that I have, it's not like super red. It's not like very, very heavily pigmented, but there's like a tint to it. I don't see myself using that one super frequently as I would like the vanilla one that my work gave me. The vanilla one, there was like a wellness week or something. If I run out of the vanilla one, which is inevitable, I will replace that with something else. So I might have 2 for a long time, and that's okay. Eyeshadow palettes, 5 eyeshadow palettes back in February, and I still have the same 5. I am interested in certain brands because I haven't tried any new brands of eyeshadow in years really, but I also just like to keep this minimal as well. Like 5's already a lot for me, especially with how I wear makeup. So it's kind of like try new things or enjoy your more minimal stash, you know? Like that's the thing. Like as much as I would like to try new brands and do all this, I don't want my numbers to go up. I just don't. So I would probably have to declutter a bunch more, that naturally declutter things, not declutter just to buy more, but you know what I mean. I like having less, and I like hitting pan on things and getting as much usage as I can on things. I don't know if I want to start from scratch on some shadows right now. That could change, you know, that things are always changing, and maybe it'll just be time because a lot of these are getting older, you know, I'm aware of that. Or not getting older, they are old. Like, let's not kid ourselves. You know, never know what can happen. I might change my mind, and if the sale is right and the mood is right and the time is right, this could change. So yeah, it's still the same. And I'm all right with that because I started to hit pan in a lot more shadows in palettes, and that was one of my goals this year, and I'm really happy about that. Chocolate bar, no, I didn't hit any pan in that palette, but I would like to. So that's kind of been preoccupying me from like trying to buy anything. So happy with 5 for now. If it comes down, I'll also be happy. If it goes up, I ain't mad at it. We'll see what happens. For eyeshadow singles, I had 55 eyeshadow singles in February, and now I'm down to 52 eyeshadow singles. So I got rid of 3. Not included in those numbers is a small Smashbox like trio of shadows. I wasn't really sure how to include that because I don't see that as a palette and I don't see it as a single. So I'm gonna probably count that as like 1. So I really have 52 plus the trio, however you want to include that. I don't know. And last time it was 55 plus the trio. It has come down, so that's good. I still think this is a lot, and I just think there's a lot of dupes here, and I don't know how to handle the dupes yet. Do I want the dupes? Do I not? Like, that's really what it comes down to at this point. I don't see myself finishing any of these shadows, like, unless they're sample sized. It's just not going to happen. So the only way this is coming down is through a declutter, I think. I'm working on one in a project though, so that will be gone. I think I was talking a big talk the last inventory video, like, oh, I'm decluttering all these shadows, and that's a lot harder for me to do now than I was thinking when I made that video. Perfect world, I'd like a handful of single eyeshadows. I just like having a little stash of singles. I don't think I need 52 of them, but you know, time will tell with this. Time will definitely tell. The projects will help me with that. The usage goals, all of that all help me kind of sort it out, and we're coming down. Nail polishes, I had 71 nail polishes in February, including my base and top coat. I do include that in the number. And now I'm down to 66 because I got rid of a couple. Never used up an entire nail polish, ever. So I have way too much of that for that to go on. Broken record, I want this to go down. I don't want 66 nail polishes. I have a lot of dupes or similar enough colors. I want to keep using these as much as I can because I do embrace a bare nail, you know, here and there. It's just easier sometimes, but I do love doing manis and petties. So it's going to be an organic decluttering. And I've been doing that a lot over the past couple months, is just like seeing how colors look on me, because before it was just like I would grab all these colors just to have like a huge like rainbow amount, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I find that lately some colors I like better on me than other colors. I've noticed that. And you know, and they're getting old as well. So I'm kind of like getting rid of the ones that don't perform as well anymore, or just smell really, really bad, or just I don't feel like the color looks as good on me as maybe a different color. So I've been paring it down and kind of being a little bit pickier about the nail polishes as I use them, like noticing things, kind of decluttering that way instead of just like sitting down one afternoon and like giving myself a major headache by sniffing all of them. I honestly would love to see a collection of maybe like 15 to 20, but at the rate we're going, that might not happen anytime soon. I had way more than this in the past. You should have seen it. Like it was crazy. I had a lot of nail polish, man. I know I'm gonna use them and smell them and notice things and compare them to each other as I use. You know what I'm saying. So in terms of whole collection numbers, I never did a whole collection number before. This is my first time. I was at 232 in February and 212 now. So my collection has shrunk by 20 products. I'm happy that my numbers are coming down for sure, and I'm really grateful that like some categories are at their bare minimum for me. And I'm not going to make any promises for where we're going to be in February, but I do have that kind of picture in my head of a way smaller collection with the other stuff, and somehow we'll get there at some point. So that about concludes this inventory video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely consider giving this video a like and a subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.